Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will be diving into one of Vulnhub machines, which is Funbox Lunchbreaker. I'll be exploring a variety of useful penetration skills, including brute forcing with Hydra. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump in and start our hacking way through Vulnhub. We can head over to Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. Maybe I can enlarge the font of the terminal so you can see what's going on exactly. Net discover, and I will autocomplete this command. And as you can see over here, I use the option of -i to specify the interface. So all packets will be sent from this interface to actively identify or discover the IP address of online machines on the network. And also I take the option of -r to narrow down the network range. So this will speed up this process. Of course, this is optional. So now we can press enter. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be discovered or recognized as 151. As you know, the first IP address belongs to internal DHCP server of VirtualBox, and the second one is assigned to host machine. In my case, Windows host. So now, what are we going to do next? We need to conduct port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before. So now we can get out its results. We can scroll up a bit. As you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan or stealthy scan or scene scan and default script scan, and then the virtual scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. So then we can retrieve the map scanning results when necessary. Okay? And so let's have a look at map scanning results. As you can see over here, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3 open port numbers in total. And the first one is 21, which is running FTP service, and also the version information. Because of its default script scanning option, we can tell that the target allows anonymous FTP login. And there is one file and also the directory. Even so, possibly the target is running WordPress. Very interesting discovery. And the second one is 22, which is running SSH service and also the version information, Open SSH, including its corresponding version number 8.2. I don't think we can find any vulnerability for this particular version. If you want to know, I think you can use different ways to confirm, like such as Point or Google. Okay? And the last one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information. And I think this site doesn't have robust file. Maybe later we can check it manually by browser. So what shall we do next? Just I mentioned in the other videos. If you have already followed my channel, you know this very well. If not, please subscribe to my channel now. If the target has file sharing service running, such as FTP or file transfer protocol, or like Samba or like NFS. Such a service should be emulated first. So how to emulate FTP service? We need to check whether because Nmap has already told us its version, we need to see whether this version is vulnerable or not. Search sprite followed by the version and number. Press enter. Although there is one exploit, however, this is the remote denial of service vulnerability, which is not what we are interested in at this point. Okay, because we want to penetrate into the target machine rather than breaking down or taking down the target. Okay, so next, how to, the next thing what we can do with emulating FTP service, we can, connect to the target over the FTP service. Okay, and next press enter. The username would be anonymous and no password. We can simply press enter. So now we are in the target. Okay, so first of all, we can run command ls or list directory content. Usually I will put options, 3 options together. A means all, L long list, H human readable. Okay, so now we can get 2 files and 1 directory. Let's download all of them, and I think we can copy from here, no problem, and then we can download the second file. Of course, if you want, you can go to the directory of WordPress and download all of them. But I think the most interesting file is WordPress configuration file. We can just download this file only. Okay, configuration file, PHP. Let's exit the FTP session because we need to have a look at all files, so what we downloaded. And first is this one. The output or the data in this file is encoded. It apparently is encoded in base64, so we can use the pipe operator and followed by the base64 with option of D or -D to decode. Okay, so we got something back from this line of command. If the radius of 1,000 sounds, blah blah blah, maybe nothing useful from the perspective of penetration, or maybe we can call them some sort of rabbit holes. Okay, so next we can take a look at the super secret. Very interesting. Again, this is encoded, but this is called brainfuck. Sorry about this name for this encoding. And we can go to this website, and this website can decode such algorithm for us. We can copy the information or the data in this box or in this window, and then click execute. Then you can get the decoded result. So it's saying look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Nothing very useful. So next, I think we can take a look at the WordPress. Oh, not this one. Oh, WP configuration file. And then we can get, usually this configuration file contains credentials for database collection. Okay, and we can scroll up, and here the DB host. But I don't think this is the right IP address. Maybe, because of misconfiguration or some other reasons, we cannot find WordPress application. After all, the host of database is not available, okay? And also the password for the database and the username, because this is, apparently this is the username for the WordPress application. So to use this credential, we need to find out which directory is running WordPress first, right? So, but anyway, we have already got some sort of credentials. So now, I think it's done. What can we do next? We have already completed FTP surface emulation. It's time to emulate the web application. Let's fire up the browser of Firefox and put the IP address of the target into the address bar. Press enter. And we got this beautiful page. Just the page itself, nothing else. So of course we can, right click the white area or blank area, and then you can get its source code. Okay, only one line. However, if you take a look at the bottom very carefully, this maybe. So from this line at the bottom implies there is something else in the page. So we can scroll to right. Yeah, indeed. Of course, this is a bit difficult to support. Okay, so anyway, now we can copy this comment. We can copy and paste in here. So web design by this user, Jenny. G. Miller, Jenny. So from here, we can get two possible usernames, Miller and Jenny. And we need to keep this in our minds as we proceed. So now we need to check whether this site has robots file or not. Robots. There are two lines or two entries. The first one is disallow. So, so crawler cannot access this site. Of course, this is some, protocol between client and the web application. For pen tester, in most cases, we will not follow the protocol or follow robust file. Okay, and the second one is allow. But this one is directory or not. We can copy it and to access this directory, but it's not. So maybe this is another rabbit hole of this box, of this machine. Okay, so now what are we going to do next? It's time to launch Ligto to do the automatic emulation. I always use Ligto to start emulation if the application is web application. Okay, and for example, what we can get from Ligto, like the server information, request a header, but also allowed HTTP methods. But sometimes we can get the vulnerability of the web application. Okay, but nothing exciting here. Next, we can launch the GoBuster to do the directory emulation. Let me auto-complete the command to save the time of this recording. Press enter. GoBuster can support different subcommands, and dir, which is short for directory, is the most command I run, okay, in my penetration engagement, okay. And also, of course, GoBuster can support to emulate like a vhost or domain name. But if I try to do directory the domain name or subdomain name emulation, I will use other tools, okay. But anyway, it's available here. or with this GoBuster. And you can use -U option to specify the URL of the target. Use the option of -W to specify the word list. And then for me, I always use the -X option to specify the extensions. Okay, but it depends on the the environment or some hints left by the author. Sometimes we need to put additional extensions. Okay, so now let's what we can get from the GoBuster. I don't think GoBuster can find anything else. Okay, besides like robots file or home page or default page. So to save time, I'd like to pause or I'd like to interrupt GoBuster by pressing keys Control and C. Okay, so far we didn't, although just now we have already found credentials for the WordPress. However, we cannot discover the directory which is running WordPress. Okay, and also from the configuration of WordPress, maybe this is another rabbit hole left by the author. Okay, so what can we do next? Because just now we have already found the possible usernames, Jenny and also the Miller. Maybe Jenna is more possible in our case. So next, I'd like to launch the Hydra to brute force its password. We can assume that Jenny is the system user or the FTP user, but based on my experience, always we need to make a brute force against FTP if FTP is running on the target. So how to do? We can launch Hydra, and Hydra is built-in package or utility of Linux or the a new Linux distribution, and we can use the normal L to specify the username. This case is Jenny. Okay, and we can use uppercase P to specify the word list. Here I want to use local word list. Okay, and then you can specify the surface and also the IP address of the target. Now we can press enter to see whether we can break brute force. Yeah, very quick because the password is so simple one. Okay, so now the FTP username is Jenny and its password is password. Okay, so now I think we need to check whether we can use this credential to SSH to the target. Of course, this is my personal methodology. Jenny and press enter. The password. However, it doesn't work. So now we can try to FTP to the target, and the username is Jenny and password is password. Okay, and we can run ls or list directory content again, and there's several files. So there is backups directory, and we can run ls command again. We can get the keys. Oh, sorry, not cat. We need to get the keys. Okay, so later we need to, have a look at this file to see what it's about. Before we try to do such a thing, we need to see whether we can navigate across different directories. For example, like a home. We can. Of course, this is a misconfiguration by this machine, and we can run command again. And we can find, actually, the FTP username is the same as the system user. Okay, so the Jenny, maybe we can copy, and the second one is Jim, and Next is John Luz. Okay, so maybe next we can, create the username dictionary, and also I think we need to check whether we can navigate into any other home directories, but cannot. How about John? How about Julius? We can't. And also we need to check whether we have permission to upload the file. Okay, so we can create test file, and we can use command put and test. However, we got error 550, permission denied. So next, what can we do next? We can exit from the FTP. Next, we need to take a look at the, this file keys. Very strange information, a bit weird. So I think the first impression is that this information is encoded by rotation algorithm like lot 13. We can copy and go to CTF. CTF is a fantastic website which can help us to do a lot of operations of decoding and encoding. However, if you select lot 13, nothing useful here. So maybe this is, again, another rabbit hole. So how we can do next? Maybe we can create the usernames dictionary and paste over here. Oh, sorry. We can use press key U to recall or to cancel it. Okay, cancel the operation. So now I'd like to copy the username from notebook and then paste in here. Not rulers. I think I made a mistake. Julius, and then we can write and quit. And then now we can run Hydra again, but this time we can use the uppercase L to specify the username dictionary and lock you with the list. Okay, press enter. Of course, Jenny, the password has been cracked before. Even the Jim, the password is so simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the meantime, we can log in with a Jim. Okay, so now let me make the font to be bigger. We can log in again. Jim. And the password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, we have SSH directory. Great. Now, however, the size is 0. Also, the private key is 0. So, doesn't have any value. Maybe next we need to check to see whether we have permission to upload the file. If we can, then we can, for example, upload the public key to the target. Okay, so we can use the test file to test. However, we got the same error, permission denied. Okay, so now next I think we need to check whether this user we can use the Jim user and its password to SSH to the target. One, two, three, four, 5. All right, it doesn't work as well. So how we can do next? Of course, here we are using Hydra, but if you want, we can use another tool, Medusa. But I prefer Hydra to Medusa. Hydra can support so many different types of online services. Yes, I'd like to emphasize online services. If you want to know how many services are supported by Hydra, we can, use its help option. Oh, not. And as you can see here, supported service. So many different types of service can be supported by Hydra, like Cisco enable online services like HTTP. We can use Hydra to crack HTTP post form or HTTP basic authentication. Also like MySQL, are logging so powerful. Also, we can use Python. Maybe I will make another video to code our own program to brute force FTP service. Okay, and now so far we just get 2 sets of credentials, Jenny and Jim. We need to see whether we can crack password for another user, okay, within a reasonable time. For example, like 5 minutes, or we cannot wait too long. I think it will be better to pause the recording. All right, I'm back. I change. I run brute forcing against the user Julius, rather than to make brute force against all usernames, because the John is the third user. We can cut out this username. Cut out the username file. John is the third name or third username, and Hydra will run this brute force against the user for a very long time and will not succeed. So sometimes maybe the username dictionary is not a good approach. We need to see, for example, run brute force against a specific user within specific or limited period of time, like 10 minutes. If we cannot make cracking, and then we can move over to the next user. Okay, so as you can see now, we have already got the username and password for Julius. We can FTP again, and the Julius, and the password is sexy lady. Okay, now we can run ls command, and again there is backups directory, and we can download. Of course, this file, the size is 0, and this size is 0 either. So we do not need to download these 2 empty files. Instead, we can download the bad passwords, and we can download the good password. Okay, now we can exit. Now we can combine 2 files to be 1 file. Okay, we can cut out the the good, append to bad passwords. Then we can run Hydra again. This time we try to, because we have already brute force 3 users of a total 4 users. The last or remaining user, which is not cracked yet, is John. Okay, now we can, this time I'd like to use the custom dictionary, but okay, and we can specify the IP address of the target. Now we need to check whether we can get a password for the user John. In the meantime, we can try to use the password to SSH to the target. Okay, so jewelers, and password is sexy lady. It does work. Fantastic, right? So now I think we have already got the initial foothold on the target. Now we can run command. We can go to the backups directory. Of course, I think we have already seen such files during FTP immersion. Now let's go to, maybe we can check to see whether this user can run sudo sexy lady. It can't. And so how about we can go to opt directory, nothing here. We need to do some sort of local immersion on the target. Okay, nothing here. www directory. Go to HTML directory. Nothing here. So how about we can find all binaries with SUID bit. We can use the perm option for 1000, and we are just interested in file rather than directory, and we can redirect all error to special null device. Okay, but of course I think we can take advantage of this binary Pocket agent helper. I've already demonstrated this technique before. I think if you want, you can check it out in my channel. So how can we do next? Oh, even we can get the password for the John. So we can FTP with the John and the password. And go to do. We can get it down to do list. We can exit. Let's have a look at this to-do list. So change root password because it's the same right now. So I think next we can check whether we can use this password to switch to the user John and password. It can. And then what can we do next? We can run sudo again and paste in here. Cannot. However, because the last point of this to-do list is saying chance or change root password because the same right now. Maybe the root password is the same as John. So we can try to switch root and paste the password again. It does work. Then we can navigate to root directory. All right, root flag. So without any problem. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.